Let's go back to the beginning.
My name is Kody Brown, and you've got to meet my family. I'm a polygamist, but we're not the polygamists you think you know. I have 3 awesome wives, Meri, Janelle, and Christine. My family's on the verge of a huge change because love should be multiplied, not divided.
Tonight, James, Amanda, and I will be diving into the Sister Wives Vault and recapping the series from the very beginning. Upon watching season 1, episode 1, in preparation for tonight's live stream, there were 4 moments that I really wanted to talk about that I just feel exposes everything wrong in the family. And it was right there from the very beginning. We have a lot to talk about. Let's get into today's video. Hey everyone, what's up? It's Sarah and welcome back to my channel. Before we hop into today's topic, let's hear from today's video sponsor. You guys, I am so excited to be partnering again with Paired. As you know, Paired is the relationship care app and my husband and I enjoy it so much. We are both playfully competitive by nature, so playing these relationship games and answering the relationship questions really satisfies our competitive spirits while also helping us improve our communication. This past December, my husband and I celebrated our 5-year wedding anniversary and we've been dating for over 7 years. Using the Paired app helps us to still discover new things about each other. You learn things you may not have thought to ask in the past. The you or me style games are my favorite, but my husband and I have had really in-depth conversations prompted by this reflecting together question pack. Looking back on 2023, it was nice to remember some of my favorite moments as well as reflect on some challenging ones that really made me appreciate what a supportive partner my husband is. Strong communication is key for a happy and healthy relationship, and Paired encourages couples to talk more. Click my link below to get a 7-day free trial and 25% off Paired Premium so you can maintain and deepen your connection with your partner. Thank you, Paired, for partnering with me again and for sponsoring this video. So like I said, James, Amanda, and I will be starting from the beginning tonight with discussing Sister Wives Season 1, Episode 1. So make sure to meet us back here at 7 p.m. Eastern. We will be streaming from all of our channels. I will link James and Amanda's channels in the description of this video. So if you haven't yet, make sure you go and subscribe to their channels. All of the evidence that this family was going to fall apart was there from the very beginning. And of course, we see it now with hindsight being 2020 and all. I have discussed in previous videos that I liked Kody in the beginning. Boy, was I a dumbass. And of course, my natural inclination was to view Robin as this disruptor in this otherwise cohesive family unit. In those early seasons, I really struggled with why I felt Robin was this harlot of polygamy when all of these adults signed up for this lifestyle. I mean, this was the point, right? One man, multiple wives, shit ton of kids, reaching the highest levels of the celestial kingdom. Robin coming into this family fundamentally changed the fabric of the dynamic. Whilst Robin and the rest of the adults did in fact all agree to live this lifestyle, Robin never practiced what she preached. She never had to. She never had to make any sacrifices to serve the greater family unit as a whole, and in fact, she seemed to alter even Kody's personality and preferences so that he was literally no longer the father or husband these women and kids had known for the 16 years before Robin. A lot of discussion has been going on in recent years as to what exactly was the catalyst of the destruction of this family. Was it Robin? Was it going public? For the most part, we all agreed that that was the time frame when things started to go downhill. But was one more of a factor over the other? Kody blames going public because of course he would. In my opinion, the family could have withstood going public and taking on an additional wife If that wife was the polar opposite of Robin, if that wife was someone who deeply believed in seeing all members of the family happy, healthy, and thriving, and not just a bunch of people to bleed dry of their resources, whether that be money if you're the OG3, or labor in the form of childcare if you're McKelty and some of the older girls. The first moment that really predicts doom is this moment where the adults talk about how all of the kids have been raised together. And that is something that is unique about their polygamous family.
We've always been one family, so the children have always been siblings.
All three of us were married before any of the kids were born. So when we tell you that really the kids are all ours, it's because we've raised all of the kids.
They don't comprehend anything different.
Yeah.
All of these kids were raised as full siblings to each other, and none of them knew a world without their dad's other wives. The other wives were just as much their mom as their biological mother was. We know now that these kids were told to sit down, shut up, and accept Robin coming into the family. They did not have a choice, and they also did not have a voice. You can see in this episode, there is hesitation about what the fuck is about to happen in their lives. But Kody will not allow anything other than enthusiastic acceptance of Robin and her kids. Kody absolutely bulldozed the OG3 and the kids and bullied them into embracing Robin and all that came along with her. How could this not breed heaps of resentment? We need to talk about the fact that the family lied on the show about Janelle's connection to Meri's family from day one.
I met Meri's family when I was 19. I actually met Kody a few years after that. So they were like my little novel polygamous friends. I think I was 22 when I finally thought, wow, Kody's a great guy. When I finally decided, it really didn't seem so strange. It wasn't a huge jump for me for some reason.
So, I can appreciate that the adults probably wanted to put a damper on the more Jerry Springer aspects of the family's origin story, but they talk about this in their book, and they wrote the book a couple years later, and it's a matter of public record. I think Meri and Amos did the exact right thing with addressing all of the rumors flying around about him head on. Yes, he's been married a bunch. Yes, he's filed bankruptcy. They know it. We know it. Let's move on. But fast forward to season 18, Janelle still doesn't acknowledge on the show that the way she was family friends with Meri is that she was married to Meri's brother. I think that this is an important detail, especially when Meri was reportedly so terrible to Janelle in those early years. That gives a whole shit ton of context to the situation. The lies are basically the fifth sister wife on this show, and this lie sets the precedent. We get told one thing about how Dayton's accident happens, only to find out years later who he was really with and how it really happened. Take everything that especially Kody and Robin say on the show with a huge grain of salt, because it's poorly crafted to support their narrative. I really feel like in the coming seasons, we are going to see more clarification on those early years and how things didn't go exactly how we've been told it did. One of the best examples of how Robin seems to have fundamentally changed Kody's preferences and his personality is his attitude towards dogs. And we get a glimpse of this right here in the very first episode.
I got Meri a dog, and I just brought it home. He was the best dog.
I grew up with dogs on a ranch, and they were brilliant. They were intelligent. You could speak to them, and they would answer you.
Well, would you look at that? Kody seems to actually revere dogs as being intelligent beings. Dogs seem to have been a part of the family's life pre-Robin, and then all of a sudden, Kody thinks bringing a dog into the home would ruin a marriage. And this is a great example of Robin manipulating the narrative to pin it back on Kody, and Kody seems to be too dumb to notice. Back when Christine gets Noelle for Gwen, Robin says she likes dogs, but Kody is the grump about pets.
I've always thought it would be fun to have a perfectly well-trained lab, but getting there's the hard part. And honestly, this is a pretty big issue to get past as far as the dog.
Just cause a rift in your marriage for the rest of eternity by bringing a dog home.
No, no, no. Just like with the COVID rules, while Kody may take responsibility for this stance, it all goes back to Robin. Robin has said in many episodes that she's not an animal person. And even here in this clip, she can hardly get out that she'd like a pet. She says she'd only consider one that was perfectly well trained. Those are not the words of someone who actually has an affinity for animals. And finally, we get Nostradamus Christine literally setting up everything that is going to go wrong in this family in the very first episode.
And I'm kind of more hesitant in adding another wife. I like it easy. I don't want to be a boat rocker. I don't like my boat rocked. So I'm a little hesitant to accept another wife, but if it happens, she just has to be absolutely amazing. Otherwise, it might be a little difficult.
Christine knew this was all a bunch of bullshit. A new wife better be absolutely amazing or else things may be difficult. And I think what we see play out over the next 18 seasons, the word difficult is an understatement. As always, let me know your thoughts down in the comments and be sure to meet me back here tonight when I discuss this episode more in depth with Amanda and James. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel. Be sure to check out my second channel, Sarah Spills. A link for that will be in the description of this video. Be sure to follow me on Instagram, Threads, and X at Reality Squad, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Take care. Have a good one. Much love.